Here's my audience. How many of you have ever used soap? I'm guessing it's probably safe to say everyone in this room has used it more than once, I hope. Today I'm going to discuss an alternative way to having soap on hand rather than going to the store to buy it. Yes, I'm talking about making your very own soap. As many of you know what soap is, let's just define what it is exactly. Trisha Trevors, author of Low Cost Ways to Make Your Own Natural Soap, states soap is the end product of a chemical reaction that occurs as you mix sodium hydroxide, or as we know it, lye, with fats and natural oils. About 6 months ago, I received a natural handmade soap bar, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I thought I have to learn how to make these soaps. Shortly after discovering my new love for handmade soap, I purchased a book called Natural Soap Making by Elizabeth Lechtovich. Today I'm going to use the knowledge and experience I gained from this book to help you understand some ingredients, the process, and equipment that's used. There are many ways you can make your own soap, but for now I'm just going to share with you the basics, which is the equipment you will need, some ideal ingredients you use, as well as a general process. First, I'm going to discuss the equipment you must have before you attempt the process of soap making. Most of everything you need to be found in the kitchen, or most of everything you need can be found in your own kitchen. I'm going to list a few equipment tools that I recommend, which are Pyrex measuring cups, rubber spoon spatulas, canning thermometers, any type of sturdy cutting tool, an electric coffee grinder, and non-aluminum pots and pans, and 2 plastic pitchers, and as well as a mold that you're going to pour your mixture in at the end. The only thing that most of you might have to purchase is a digital scale, which is needed to measure your water and your lye, because they need to be measured out precisely to make sure that they combine and react good. Another important aspect of your equipment is the safety gear. You will need to have safety gear to protect yourself, such as eyewear, gloves, some sort of apron when using lye. As I stated before, it's a chemical, so you need to be safe. Not only do you need to have safety gear, you need to make sure that all your utensils and stuff, like I said before, are non-aluminum, because lye reacts with aluminum. So like things such as stainless steel, plastic, silicones, stuff like that you can use. The only process that is dangerous in soap making is the use of sodium hydroxide, which is the chemical reaction I was telling you about earlier. This is why even seasoned soap makers should utilize the protective wear. Now that you have all your equipment and safety gear, let's move on to some ideal ingredients and an overview of what a step-by-step recipe would call for you to do. First, I'm going to talk about the ingredients, which is oils. Such things as olive oil, palm oil, castor oil, and even almond oil. When choosing oil to add to your soap mixture, you need to think of them as a conditioner. Just like we condition our hair, it's a conditioner for our skin. So you should choose the oil based on what skin type you are, and as well as the consistency that you want your bar to be and what lather property you desire. For example, coconut oil is a popular base oil for most soap bars because it lathers great. The consistency of the bar turns out to be harder, and it deep cleans your skin. Next, I'm going to talk about the additives that you'll add to your soap. This transforms a regular soap bar to a better one, simply because you can add flowers, herbs, spices, tea, etc. to exfoliate, and they will make your bar look better in the end. And lastly, on my ingredient list that I recommend is essential oils. And according to Elizabeth Lechtovich, the editor and expert consultant Melissa Hardin of Natural Soap Making, essential oils are the concentrated oils extracted from plant leaves, flowers, and berries. From my experience, essential oils will make the final product a medicinal, relaxing, and more rejuvenating process when using the soap. They are mainly used for their earthy, citrus, and aromatherapy scents. And now moving on to the last step I want to discuss with you today is like a basic process. I just want to go through an overview of a step-by-step breakdown. First, you're going to prepare your equipment and your ingredients. And then you're going to line your mold with like parchment paper or wax paper. If you're going to add additives, you're going to grind those up with a coffee grinder like I stated before in the equipment section. You're going to prep your lye by measuring it out, measuring your water, and then you're going to in turn combine the water and the lye. You're going to measure the oils and combine. If you have multiple oils you're using, you're going to heat these oils on stovetop or a microwave. After measuring the oils and waiting for the lye to heat up to make sure you're going to combine all these together, you're going to stir consistently until you reach like a cakey batter, almost like a pancake consistency. Then you're going to measure out your essential oils. You're going to pour, you're going to fold in lightly, and then continue stirring. Lastly, you're going to add any of the oats, flours, herbs, or spices, the additives that you might have added to your mixture, and you're going to fold those in as well. And you're going to pour this mixture into the soap mold, and then after 24 hours of sitting, you can dump it out. Sometimes that's a little hard to do, but you're going to dump it out of the mold, and then you're going to end up cutting it with your tools and so forth. A lot of times this process calls for curing, which means you will set them aside in a cool place, and that in turn will make your soap bars a lot easier and they will last longer. So in conclusion, today you have learned the basics of natural soap making. You now should have an understanding of what tools to use, some ingredient ideas, and what the basic process looks like. By making your own soaps, you control what goes in your soap naturally, and you get to pick the ingredients based on what suits your needs, whether it be your skin type or what type of lather you want to have in your soap, or even just scents that you would like. Remember, there are many options, and this process is an easy one and very flexible. As I said before, I hope that all of you have used some type of soap prior to today, so why not make it your way? Thanks. Here's my